Turn that camera on, ugly. Every time you come up, mentions me, says anything, or do anything that I don't like, every time your current come up situation, I'ma drag you. And every time you bring your little girly self on here and saying something, I'ma drag you.
Alright, what up, people? First off, being bong. Now, this example of black love that we used to have in the form of Remy Ma and Papoose has crumbled horribly before our eyes. And you know what? There's a very strong lesson for us guys here. Let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna admit I'm a little bit biased about this situation because I'm a guy and I'm all for male empowerment. And I know people be laughing every time I say that, but you know what? Someone got to stand up for our rights. They trying to take our rights in front of our... All right, I made a little bit extra. But at the same time, I think I'm a very objective person. So, you know, I try to look at things for what they are, and I call people out, whoever you are, on your BS, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? So, but with this situation, there's some things that specifically I want to talk for us guys about. Because honestly, I think... because, you know, there's always the victim in the situation. I feel like Pap is the victim in this situation. I know everyone wanted to rally around. Listen, as soon as there's turmoil in a relationship, is the man that gets villainized. We have plenty of examples of that. I made a video about DDG and Haley Bailey already. And that's how I started out for him. He had to release certain text messages for us to see that, okay, all right, and maybe she's not the innocent little little mouse that we thought she was. Same thing happened to Chris Brown a few years ago. You know, some woman said he did XYZ. He was the villain immediately, and he had to come up with hardcore evidence in the form of text messages to be like, look, see, y'all see what happened? Y'all see how this conversation went? Imagine that you have to do that. Someone just put a claim on you, and you have the burden of defending yourself all of a sudden, because anybody could just say what they want. This is the life of a man. I may have digressed a little bit there, but getting back to Pap and Remy and the lesson that us men should learn from all of this. And before I even get to that, here's the lesson that everyone should take away from this, is to stop idolizing celebrities, man. Y'all made them the example of black love. Like, we need to start looking to these people and start realizing these celebrities are just as messed up, if not more messed up than the rest of us. Now, why do I think Pap is a victim in this situation? Pap was the poster boy for what a good black man should be. And I know this is kind of contradicting what I just said, that we shouldn't be looking at these people and idolizing them. But for argument's sake, he was doing everything right. And even by Remy's own admission, because earlier on, she always used to talk nice about it. She used to talk about how much how supportive he is. In fact, she's on Mano's show, saying this.
Yeah, Pat used to come see me literally every single day, so I was chilling. I was like...
So he came up every day? Every visit?
For the first year, he came literally every single day. When you're in a match, you have a visit every day, except for it alters on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday. So literally
every
the first year,
how
he
far
came
is
every day.
Bedford Hills from...
It's about 45 to an hour, depending on traffic.
So he was running up there every day, like coming up there.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it got to a point where I had to tell him, like, yo, like, I'm good. I'm all right. Like, and I guess, like, when he believed it, that was all right, and I was like, he was like, all right, cool. And then he'll come, like, a little bit less. He'll come, like, 3 times a week, or, like, you know, but it still seemed like he was there a lot. I spoke to him almost literally every day. I don't think a day went by unless I was locked that I didn't speak to him on the phone every day.
I mean, how much more supportive can you get? I won't front. I don't know if I could do it, man. I don't know if I could be Pap in that situation. If I'm dating a girl and she do some wild whatever and she get locked up for a few years, hey man, unless we got some strong equity in each other's lives, I gotta hit you with the deuces, man. But this man came up there, she said for a year straight he was there, like damn near every day, and even she had to be like, I'm good, like damn. You know what that says to me? And this is the lesson that I'm getting to, because this is gonna might sound crazy to some people, but hear me out. And it's gentlemen, I got some experience with this myself. You can't be too good of a guy. I know that sounds crazy, right? Because they tell you all the time that they want a good man to do this, be supportive, emotionally intelligent, provider. There's a long list of good guy shit that they want you to be. You see, one of the things that comes along with being too good of a guy is that you end up pedestalizing your woman. There's nothing wrong with treating your woman like she's special and showing her that you value her and all of that. but you just can't go overboard with it to the point that it makes her feel like she's the most valuable thing in this scenario. What I mean by that is you have to carry yourself in a particular way that there's space for, of course, for her to feel loved and everything, but you have to leave room for her to idolize you, because the relationships that work the best, the relationships that work where the women try their all, is when they look at you with a high level of value, and whatever they perceive value to be. Usually it's, you know, when a man is very competent, when a man has a certain air of security about him that he makes her feel safe and comfortable, a man that commands a certain level of authority, not just with her, especially with his peers. What do you look like in the world? What's your socioeconomic status? How do other people view you? That would definitely influence how she views you. And if it all adds up to you someone that she could look up to, then you're good. If it's more like she's the valuable piece here, eventually her respect for you and her admiration for you is going to decline. What's keeping her with you is that you are a good person to have around, you're a good person for the attention, but the excitement is gone. The allure, the desire is not there no more because she doesn't look up to you. Bro, for your relationship to last, your woman has to be excited by you. She's not gonna be in awe of you all the time, but there always has to be a moment where you remind her that I'm that guy. And she has to look up to be like, yeah, that's my guy right there. You can tell that wasn't the case with in the Papoose situation. Unfortunately for Papoose, I don't think he really understood. I don't think he really understands that side of women. Or maybe he didn't, maybe he does now. I don't know, because he looked like he's doing the same thing with the new person that he's with, Clarissa. There's a bit of female nature that some of us men just find hard to grasp because we're looking at things too logically. And you have to understand, women are in their emotions. For us men, we have emotions too, but logic takes precedence over our emotions. We gotta be logical about things, and it kind of governs our emotions for us, whereas women got it the other way around. Their emotions governs their logic. How often do you hear women say certain things? I have a lot of female friends, and I keep saying I've had enough experience with women. If I want to start dropping my little women stories, so y'all can hear things that I've been through. But if you have enough female friends and you listen to them, in your man brain, you be hearing things from them like, the f is this bitch talking about? Why would she do that? What is she getting herself into? There's so many things. Like, I don't want to blow up. I don't know if she ever sees this video, she know her I'm talking about. But just to give a quick example, I know a girl who got herself hemmed up in some situationship, and she knew from the jump that it was bad for her. She knew on page, the guy had all the characteristics, but she couldn't help herself, her emotions, because he made her feel like, this was the most handsomest, she's never been so sexually attracted to. And not to say men don't do things like that too. There's many a time that we've thrown it all away because she had a pretty face and a fat ass or whatever, and we did some reckless things that got us into problems. The reasoning about it, it's like, most guys will know, all right, I'm about to go do some reckless shit, and that's it. We're just gonna deal with the repercussions. But the women, and I'm speaking in reference to my friend right now, they just keep going deeper and deeper into the hole, and we having conversations as if we've forgotten that you knew this was a bad move for yourself. And every now and then I have to be like, why are we talking like y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, you do remember that we already knew. Anyway, I digress. But the way that I know that Remy has lost that excitement for Pap, because he was just doing too much. He was making everything about her. Guys, believe me when I tell you, women talk like they want everything to be about them. You start doing that, only miseries is waiting for you at the end of the line, because now there's nothing for her to aspire to no more, because everything is about her. I've been in those situations too. The minute you start making the relationship all about a woman, she starts losing interest in you. When she has to work for your attention and your validation, things seem to be a bit more solid. It seemed like Pap was just doing everything. He was just exalting her all the time. Look at the way she talks to him post breakup now, calling him a sissy, poking fun of him being feminine or whatnot, talking about him being broke. All these slanderous remarks she's making lets me know that at some point, and of course, hurt people. So she heard about the situation. But the way she's going at him also lets me see that she looked at herself as the prize. She's the big dog in this relationship. She didn't have to do nothing for all this energy that he was giving, all the things that he was doing for her. She just got it. just like that. That's a mistake, fellas. That is a mistake. Pap went online finally, was saying all kinds of stuff about her and whatever. You know what? It's not even worth it. I understand he felt the need to do that because they are in the public eye. It comes a time where it's like, listen, I gotta defend myself. People are saying mad wild things about me. So you know what? I'm gonna put it out there. You could tell though that he's very hurt because once again, I've been through so many experiences. I can relate to some stuff that he did. He was doing too much. He was saying too much. You know when you were hurt and you were trying to hold something down and it still didn't work out, and you thinking to yourself, man, I was holding it down this whole time. All of this was happening in my face and I'm still trying to do this. He's told a story about she been cheating on him. Like this battle rapper was in the first time and he been got cheated on, and he's still trying to make sense of it. And it made me think about a situation that I've been in, that when things finally fell apart and I felt the need to like, okay, I gotta voice some things now. I brought up shit that I was trying to hold down. I remember I had this girl, and it's one of my things. It's like, yo, if you got a friend, your friend, but y'all used to sleep with each other, I don't know if I could be cool with this situation. I don't know if we could have a serious relationship. We could still smash or whatever, but I ain't trying to make somebody my woman while they hang out with this dude that clapped their cheeks before. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are close. Now, that's one of my rules, and I still violated that rule. And not only that, I was with her bartending at homeboy's birthday party. So imagine I'm helping serve the dude that clapped my girl's cheeks back in the day. Man, how silly that was. And I had to I let that slide, and I told somebody, but I was hurt. So I'm saying, oh, I can't believe I let this and that. Because you're hurt, and you feel like after all I did, this is still the outcome. Fellas, you just gotta keep that shit in, bro. Just forget about it. You gotta learn to just move on with life. Let that shit go and take it as a lesson to not have that happen to you again. And Papoose is a great example of being too good. Stop being so good. Make sure you're doing well. Papoose said it himself. He let his career fall to the side. Listen, Papoose was the hottest thing smoking many years ago, by the way. And this is just speculation on my end, but Papoose could have had a much more illustrious career. There was a period of time he was the hottest thing smoking in New York. He put that on the back, by his own admission, by the way, he put that on the back burner so he could pedestalize Remy. Once again, another thing I can relate to. There's many things. I could have been a lot further in life, but I went through a few years of pedestalizing girlfriends, putting them before myself. Don't do it, fellas. Don't put a woman before you. In fact, don't put nobody before you, really. But if you're in a relationship, don't put that woman before you. Be a stand-up guy. Make sure you got your shit together. You can't let her get in the way of whatever your purpose is or whatever your bread and butter is. Can't let her get in the way of that. Any person, I want to say woman, but any person really, but any woman that complicates or puts a little hurdle or becomes somewhat of an obstacle or distraction from your bread and butter, and she knows what your bread and butter is because you told her, you don't need that woman, bro. Many of us make that mistake, and we want to compromise. We want to do things for them and pedestalize them, and our well-being slowly fades to the back while we're putting all this energy into them, while simultaneously they're enjoying the energy and but that novelty wears off, and they don't desire you anymore. You're being too good. Listen, man, it's a crazy world that we live in. You gotta be a standard guy. You gotta be the protector. You gotta be an authoritative figure. But you have to maintain a lot of power in the relationship. And it's sad that it is a bit of a power play. You'd like to think it's all about this love and romance and how we feel about each other, bruh. You have to be able to stand on your own, and she has to respect the way that you move. She has to respect your authority, and she has to admire you, man. If she don't, it's a wrap for you. And I could say these things and relate to them heavily because, one, I've been the guy that's been good on paper, but I've also been the guy that excites her more. Because listen, and this is probably gonna go into one of my women's stories, but I've been in an affair with 2 different married women. I want to talk about at least one of them. So I know how. Listen, man, fellas, this sounds so cliche, but focus on yourselves. That doesn't mean be too selfish and don't have any energy for anybody else, but focus on yourselves. Don't pedestalize no one before, because when it's over, they come out talking about you like how Remy's disrespecting this guy. Don't let it be you. If you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I'm DJ Pretty Boy. If you did enjoy the video, well, help me out in growing this channel by hitting me with a like, a share, or a subscribe or something. And of course, if you think I'm talking trash, you just want to give any sort of feedback or jumping on the discussion, you know, hop in the comments. I'll try to respond to whatever I see or whatever I can respond to anyway. Until then, see you in the next video.